Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja, and we are continuing our indoor air pollution series, and I'm with Brian Canfield again from April Air, and we're going to discuss, is it true that the air inside your home is worse than the air outside? And also make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to give you 6 tips on how to improve your indoor air quality. Stay tuned. If you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell because we talk about everything to do with indoor air quality and energy efficiency when it comes to your attic, your basement, your crawl space, and your ductwork. And make sure you check out the video in the description below because Brian and April Air are giving away an April Air 1820 dehumidifier when the video in the description below reaches 500 likes. Okay, so let's take a listen to Brian and I talking about indoor air pollution, and make sure you stay tuned after that because I'm going to share with you a little bit more information as well as give you those 6 tips on how to improve your indoor air quality. Crawl Space Ninja started out as an indoor air quality company, and that's really what we focus on as well. We may not market it quite as good as April Air does, but that's always been our focus. By ensuring crawl spaces, basements, attics, ductwork are sealed and insulated, and moisture control is huge with air quality. But one of the things I found astounding that most people may not understand is that the air inside the home is up to 5 times worse than the air outside. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. So again, that air inside your house, it has nowhere to go. So that air is just going to continue to pick up any of those pollutants. You know, there could be pollutants from, we mentioned, the off-gassing of building materials. It could be the, pollutants that are coming in from, foundation intrusion. So you might have, stuff coming up through the ground, and that's going to make its way in. And as we talk about in some of our previous discussions, when you have the stack effect, which is what causes air to rise up through the house, just like your chimney, when you have that stack effect, you're just bringing all that air that could be coming from the the foundation or the ground in combination with the off-gassing from your building materials, along with what could be coming in from outside, some of the PM 2.5 particles that could be coming in from your outdoor air. And PM 2.5 are just those really small 2.5 micron particles that could be in pollution air. All that's coming into your house, and guess what, Michael? It's trapped. It has nowhere to go. And that kind of gets back to why we were talking about controlled ventilation earlier. Is that glass of water that we referenced, that dirty glass of water, is like your house. And that water just keeps getting more and more dirty the more and more those pollutants are trapped within that house. And that's why we need an effective solution, which we always say, the solution to pollution is dilution, right? That's a fun little phrase you can repeat and use.
Okay, so that's an interesting phrase. The solution to the pollution is dilution, right? So let's get into what the EPA says about indoor air pollution. Did you know that according to the Environmental Protection Agency, that the air inside of your home is 2 to 5 times worse than the air outside your home? Wow, that's amazing. And in some cases, it could be up to 100 times worse. Now, let me ask you a question. When you've been to the doctor for your checkup, if you go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, if you go to the allergist, if you go to these people because your allergies are messed up, you're dealing with asthma, you're dealing with COPD, you're dealing with all these kind of things, how many times has that medical professional asked you, how clean is the air inside of your home and what are you doing to improve the indoor air quality? They've never asked me that, okay? So that's what this video is all about. It's all about educating you on how to improve your indoor air quality. So let's go into some statistics, and I want to focus primarily on dust mites. This is just one pollutant that most, if not all, of the homes in the United States and throughout the world has. So let's look at some of the statistics about dust mites. Okay, so according to the American College of Asthma, Allergy, and Immunology, 10% of Americans have sensitivities to dust mites. According to the American Lung Association, dust mites are not parasites. They don't bite, sting, or burrow in the body. The harmful allergen they create comes from their body parts and their fecal matter. Okay, and according to WebMD, dust mites like to eat the dead skin that we and our pets shed inside of our homes. They also say that we shed enough dead skin to feed 1 million dust mites per day. Also, a typical mattress contains tens of thousands of dust mites, and 1 square yard of carpet can contain over 100,000 dust mites. Now think about that for a second. First of all, I want to tell you a little story. All right, so you're sitting in bed, okay? You go to pull the covers back, and then all of a sudden you lay down in bed, you cover up, and about 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, all of these dust mite particles, their body parts and their fecal matter, start to land on your face while you're sleeping. This is probably why you wake up more congested than when you went to bed. Can you imagine that? All of those dust mites just bombarding you and your kids all throughout the night. And again, back to my previous point, has the medical profession ever asked you what you've done to control dust mite populations in your home? Also, lastly, dust mites thrive in a humid environment. So let's talk about the 6 things that you can do as a homeowner to improve your indoor air quality now. Okay, so number 1, yes, you probably do need a dehumidifier. If your humidity is over 60% throughout the year, you want to be sure to keep that humidity inside your home between 40 and 60%. So if you get one of those Thermo Pro humidity readers, and I'll put a link to it down below, that's a great way to measure the humidity throughout the year. Make sure you keep that humidity below 60%. Second, you're going to need a great air filter for your furnace. Did you know that we manufacture the AirSafe 2000 air filter? And I'm going to put a link to the description down below. And that is a great air filter. It's a disposable air filter that once it gets clogged with all that debris and dust mite particles and fecal matter, you can rip that dude out and throw it away and change it with a new one. Okay, so if you're going to use a great air filter in your furnace, you need to make sure that you change it regularly, and that's number 3. Make sure you change it at least every 90 days, if not sooner, depending on how many people and pets are inside the home. And if you use an electrostatic washable filter, make sure you wash it regularly and dry it before you put it back in the furnace filter frame. So number 4, get yourself a great air purifier. Remember I talked about dust mites being light and all that sort of thing? You've got their carcasses and their fecal matter. If dust mites are small, by the way, have you ever seen a dust mite with the naked eye before? Probably not. If dust mites are small, imagine how small their body parts and their poop is, right? So you want to make sure you get all of those allergens out of the air as quickly as possible. So we recommend you use an ionized air purifier with HEPA filtration like the Air and Surface Pro. Okay, our last 2 things is number 5, you want to make sure you air seal your attic and your crawl space. And then number 6, just like Brian mentioned before, the solution to the pollution is dilution. You want to make sure you're bringing in a good amount of fresh air in a controlled environment where you can filter out those outdoor allergens before they come inside. So that's number 6. I have a question for you. How often do you change or wash your furnace filter? Let us know in the comments below, as well as any indoor air quality tips you feel like we may have missed. Okay, so I appreciate you watching this video. We've put a link to everything we've talked about in the description below if you want to continue your education on indoor air pollution. And my name is Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja, and I hope you make it a happy and blessed day, and we'll see you later.